Hey, hi guys. This is me Ramesh, and today I'll be talking about one of the most important topic called as Git version control system. Uh, People are calling different ways. The terminology of Git, JIT. Okay, some people are calling Git. Some are calling like JIT. Okay, so anyway, we can call it as a Git version control system. So why do we use in the software industry? Not only software industry, most of the the companies are using this version control system. Okay, so for their project purpose. Okay, so let's start with the the basics to the practically how to implement this Git in the real time industry. Okay, so I'm not going to in detail because you will get a lot of notes outside, but I'll touch up the main points of Git. Why do we use in the companies? Especially I'm focusing on automation testing. Not only automation testing for the developers also it can be useful. How to push your local documents or project related information or source code, whatever it is, to push to the remote repository. So all these will be covered. And how many ways we can what how many types of repositories available in the market, and also how many ways we can clone the repository into the local machine, how many ways we can push to the push the local repository, local code, local documents to your remote repository. All these things we'll be discussing in this session. Okay, it's going to be lengthy session. All right, let's start with Git. Git is basically is a kind of version control system, and a few people are calling as source code management system, or yeah, source code management system. Okay, let's talk about one by one here. We are calling as Git is there, Git is there and GitHub is there. Both are there. Okay, people are getting confused. Okay, basically it will work combinedly. So first, let's go with Git. Git is a kind of version control system. It is an open source project widely used across the world. Okay, so basically to maintain your local files in the local machine. Okay, we generally use Git, and from there, if you want to push the local code, I mean local information or local files or documents to the remote repository, we have to use the GitHub, because this is the hosting website. We're having the GitHub. Okay, so GitHub is nothing but it's a kind of it's a provider of internet hosting of software development and version control using Git. Okay, so it's combinedly both, as I said before, right? It's combinedly both. It offers a distributed version and control system and the source code management functionality of Git, and plus its own. So basically, it works together. See, I said before, right? So most of the software development companies are using this Git to maintain their documents, okay, and the source code management system of the projects, okay, our products, and any kind of other information they can easily go and host in the website, in the GitHub account, to keep their information securely, and and the future needs also. Example, let me talk about why do we use this Git in the real time, GitHub in the real time. Okay, let's example, you're working for a company, some X company. Okay, you are a developer, assume that you're a developer and you're doing some coding and you're doing some documentations, right? Okay, so when you're doing this documentation and coding, right, okay, there is some place to keep this kind of code or documents in the system, right? So example, if you're keeping this, okay, this information in the local machine, okay, sometimes, okay, sometimes one day the system got corrected. So in that case, what happens? Okay, your entire information gone, isn't it? So in that case, that's the reason we are maintaining these kind of source code management systems or version control system to keep your documents version wise. Example, you dropped you dropped a documentation of version 1.10. You written some kind of notes in the document, and you can push this document to the GitHub account, and you can place over there, and it will be secure. Okay, and tomorrow you want to update some more information to the existing document. What you'll do, you can take the latest document from your GitHub account into the local machine, and you write something in that existing document, and you can upload into the GitHub account again. Okay, so what happens here? Yesterday, what you have written and whatever you push to the GitHub account, right? Okay, that is a version one, and the very next day you push one more code, some more kind of information to the GitHub account, right? That is a version two. Okay, so if you want to compare both versions, okay, what you have done yesterday and what you have done today, So you can compare easily. Okay. But if you have this kind of document in your local machine, it will be very tough to compare it, right? Okay. You're writing the same document. Okay. You're writing the same documents. It's very hard to compare that. You have to put some kind of, comparison in your documentation. That is very difficult, right? So anyway, keeping all the documents in the local machine is different, and keeping all the documents in the cloud, okay, not in the cloud, if say it's a version control system, okay, it is different, right? So it's more secured, okay. Your information will be secured, and there is no kind of corrupted information in the GitHub account, okay. Your local system may be corrupted, and your servers may be corrupted, your drives can be corrupted, okay. So that's the reason, to avoid these kind of problems or issues, okay, we can maintain this version control system. So we see one more word called distributed version control system, right? Version control system. So what is this? The distributed version control system. So Git is a version control. GitHub is a version distributed version control system. So here the main repository is there. I'll talk about this repository later, but here you'll be having one project in the GitHub account, okay. On the same project, okay, multiple people can work together parallelly, okay. Example, you're working for some X project, okay, and in the X project there are 5 developers, okay. There are 3 developers, developer 1, developer 2, developer 3. So they're working in the same branch, okay, same branch, okay, same branch, and parallelly they're working on it, okay. And developer 1 is working on some A activity, and developer 2 working on some B activity, and developer 3 working on some C activity. So these guys are working for the same branch, okay, and they are working on different tasks. So what happens here, they can easily work on this A activity, B activity, and C activity, and they can push, they can commit the code and push the code to the repository. And B also can do the same thing. C also can do the same thing, okay. So any conflicts that we can easily resolve that, okay. But the main benefit is, on the same branch, okay, or the same repository, multiple people can work and multiple people can share the information each other, okay. Example, this is the developer 1, developer 2, and developer 3, right? Okay. Example, developer 2 needs some code, some information from developer 1, that is called A, right? In that case, once the developer 1A code is pushed to the main repository, what happens here? Developer 2 will pull the information. First, he'll pull the information, then, okay, then he can utilize the developer 1 information into the developer 2. Again, here, developer 3 required developer 1 and developer 2 code. So in that case, what happens here? So developer 2 will push the code to the main repository, and once commit and push to the main repository, right? So developer 3 we can pull the information from the main repository, and he'll be having the developer 1 and developer 2 information, okay. Such a way they are maintaining, the equal code, okay. There is no duplication here, okay. So this guy, developer guy, one guy is not sending the information over the mails or drives or nothing like that, okay. You can directly talk to the main repository, okay. You can directly commit and push to the main repository. From there, anyone can use in the project, okay. Let's example, there are 10 developers, okay. 10 developers are working for the project and working in the same branch, okay. So one guy worked on some piece of code or document, okay, and he'll commit and push to the main repository. Other people can easily get that information, pull that information, they can utilize that, okay. So this is the way, parallelly working for the for the project by using the GitHub account, okay. Let's go practically one by one. I cannot complete, I cannot go and discuss each and every topic in the GitHub account. Probably can get the information outside, but I want to go practically because I'm more focused on the practical part, okay. All right, so how to do that? First, how to start up with that. So this is basically useful for this session is mainly useful for the startup guys, okay. How to start with this GitHub, okay. How can they create the repository and all, okay. First, I'll go with the installation part. First of all, you have to open the browser, and type git bash download. So this is the git, okay. For Windows, you can download it, okay. If you are using a Mac machine, you can use Mac, Linux and Windows. I'm using the Windows 64-bit. It's automatically downloading it. Once this git bash is a exe file, once it is done, then click on this one and click on this yes button. Yeah. Next. So no need to worry about what kind of options you have to select it. Just go and click on next. All right. So meanwhile, okay. So once the Git bash installation is done, I have to create a GitHub account. Let's see that 1 second. I think it's almost done. Now let me open the browser. Okay. Okay. Now open. It's almost done. Now open GitHub. Just type GitHub here. Okay. You'll be navigated to the github.com. Okay. So how to create an account? Very simple. You can go sign up here. Okay. And you just have to provide your username. It can be anything. I'm just giving Arcudicala. Okay. And I'm just giving some unique. I'm sorry, it is already taken something called I can give 001. Okay. And I'm just giving zero automation automation 001 at gmail.com. Okay. So this is almost this email is already taken, I think. 1 second. Okay. This email is already taken. So very simple. I already registered in this website, this github.com, and you have to select this. You have to verify this one. Okay. Select something over here, which is Spiral Galaxy, and just click on create account. Then you'll be receiving an email, confirmation email to this email account. Open your email and click on that email in the inbox and verify that. Okay, just a kind of verification. So once you verify it, right? Okay, once you verify it, okay, you need to create a password. Where is the password here? This is the password, I think. This is the password here. Yeah, password you have to provide it. So once your verification is done, you can come back to the sign in. Okay, and here you can mention your credentials. Okay, I'm just giving my credentials here. Sweet. Perfect. Let's close this one. All right. So initially, you will not see any projects here. I already created some repositories here. Don't worry. So start a project. Okay, I'm just creating a project here. Let's example I'm using for the automation purpose, right? Okay. Example automation purpose, automation testing. I'm giving. Okay. Automation testing. You can give anything here. Let's just create a repository. Oh, 1 second. Go back here. It's a repository. I'm sorry. Yeah. Go back here. Start a project. Okay. Repository is nothing but, okay, let me talk about the first repository. Go here, right side, you see that a bunch of options here. Import repository, new gist, and new organization, new project, everything, right? No need to worry about this project and organization first. Okay, you can go and directly click on the new repository. I'll go and start with this. Okay. Okay. This is your username. You can easily recognize and by identifying here, sign in with the username, Ramesh 1983 1. All right. So here, repository name. What is the repository name basically? Very simple. Your project name. Example, you're working for some Java development. Okay. You are working for some X project. Okay. Assume that I'm working for this project. Okay. I'm working for this project. This project. Okay. Uh, any project. You can take any project. Okay. You have to give some name, proper name for the project which you're working for, right? Okay. I'm working for demo web shop project. I can give some, demo web shop automation. Okay. All right, so I'm giving a demo web shop automation. I'm just giving, okay. No need to mention in description if this is optional, okay. And if you want to make this repository as a public, that means if you are selecting the public, by default is a public. If you're selecting this public, right? So anybody can use in the world. If you want to make it private, you can only view this repository. Okay. So mostly in the companies, right? Okay, the repositories will be private because thus the entire source code or documentation cannot be visible by others in the market, right? So outside cannot be visible. So in that case, in the company, real-time companies, they will always keep these repositories as a private. Okay. So any open source, are there any outside people I know like me are selecting the public because anybody can use it. All right. Okay. And after that, okay, you know the difference between public and private. Initialize this repository with, okay, this is your choice. Okay. I'm just adding some, add a readme file. Okay. This is kind of some text file. Okay. Don't worry about that. So no need to add git ignore. Okay. If you want to add this, you can ignore it. No issues. And choose the lessons file. It's not required. I'm just going to, yeah, I think password, no, repository name. Why is not coming? Just going to, yeah, I think you can ignore this one. Fine. just click on create repository button. So once you click on the create repository button, so your repository is created here. Where is my repository? Very simple. Okay, so here, this is your repository name. This is your username. Then you know, right? Okay. Now you see this area, right? This area is very, very important. And here is your project information will be resided in this particular area. Okay. All right. So now I want to get the URL or I want to get some information. Okay. Let me do one thing. I better to create without this one. Better to create without this one. Let me go and create once again, because you will see some information, interesting information over there. I can give demo web shop. Okay, demo web shop. All right, let me go and without selecting all these things, just click on create a repository button. Right, this is interesting. You see that you will see this information, because you will get confused, when you are trying this exercise, right? You definitely get confused, the previous one. But if you don't select those checkboxes, probably you will see this information. This is going to be useful for you. All right. What is my repository URL here? This is your repository URL. You see that? This is your repository URL. You always have to remember this information. Okay. So here, this is my repository URL. Repository URL. And so you have to keep it, in the company, right? So they will give the URL and username, password also. So this is my Ramesh 1983 1 and 83 1, and the password will be something called as some like this. Okay, this is a secret code, right? I should not say it. All right. Okay. You understand this repository URL. This is the URL you always have to keep in your machine. Okay, I'll tell you how to do that. Okay, and this is the process. Basically, this is the process. So right now there is no information in this repository, in this remote repository. Okay, it's completely empty. Okay, it's completely empty. How to upload your local documents or source code into the GitHub account to this repository. Okay, that is, he has given some process here. Okay, I already mentioned here in the notepad. You can see that git init git add readme.md. Okay, this is not required. Maybe you can ignore it. And git commit -m first commit branch -m main git remote add origin git repo some url.git push -u origin main. Okay, so currently you can forget about these things. These are the commands I have given, but I'll give the new commands. Okay, which is fine. Now we'll start the real time now. Just copy this URL, go to your C drive or D drive anywhere in the wall. Okay, I'm going to create a folder here, new folder. I can give called as GitHub repo. Okay, open this folder. Here I'm going to create a new folder, or I can say demo web shop. Okay, let's say demo web shop, or something called, I can give automation. Now the actual thing is started. Git init, right? Git initialization. How to do that, sir? Here in this folder, just right click on this one. You will see two options called as git GUI here, git bash here. Where are these coming from? You remember that we installed git here, right? Okay, git here, right? Okay, this is the one. Okay, if you don't install git bash in your local machine, you will not see that option, right? You have to go and install that git bash here. Click on this one. Yeah, this is going to be interesting, guys. Okay, right. So first command is git init. So once you hit this command, once you give this command, right, you will see one folder over there. You see that .git folder. Okay, .git folder with some kind of folder information you see here, right? Okay, this folder should be available in your local repository. This is local only. Okay, you forget about the remote right now. Local only. All right. Next one is saying that the git add readme. Okay, git add readme. Okay, fine. Now you clone something here. Okay, so now you what is that? Initialize the repository here. Now what I'll do, I'm going to clone the repository. What is that here? Clone the repository. Where is the repository here? This is the repository. Copy this fellow. Okay, git clone. This is very, very important. Okay, git clone. Okay, and if I go back here, you see that the folder is coming from the which one, sir? Your remote repository. See, nothing is here. Only git.get is it. You can ignore that. Okay. So inside this, okay. Now I have to change the commands, guys. I have to change the command. Okay. Commands. This is, I'm going to give the commands here. This is very, very important, guys. Okay. Command one, first command is git init. Then git clone, because already created it also. Git clone and repository URL. Repository URL. Okay. Repository URL. Get from the GitHub account. All right. Then said, what next? The next step is basically here. Go back here. You cloned it. Now open the folder here. See, let's example, I have written some documentation. We can take this only, no issues. We can take this document only, okay? So I'm going to upload this document. I'm going to upload this document, not upload. I'm going to place this document in the GitHub repos, automation, demo web shop. Here I'm going to add it. I can say document name is GitHub tutorials. Okay, GitHub tutorials, right? I save it. Now go back here. You see that the document as created, so some kind of notepad is created in this particular repository URL. So initially, when you're using this repository here, right? Okay, it is the GitHub repo automation folder till here. Okay, till here. Once you clone this, you can see this folder, and inside that you're adding the folder, right? Now what you'll do, you can close this GitHub window, close it, simple. Now come to this demo web shop inside the project. Okay, where you added the files, git bash here. Perfect. Now, yeah. Now, okay, no need to do the GitHub git init. Okay, no need to give the git clone or everything. You can ignore that. Now, actual thing is git status. You see that git status is nothing but whenever you add a new file into this local repository, right? Okay, so that file name will be displayed in the red color. That means, these are about to add, commit, and push to the repository, remote repository. These are pending to commit. You see that, I think, to include in what will be committed. This has to be committed. Okay. All right. So example, I'm adding one more notepad. We'll see that the next, another file is coming or not. Okay. Some kind of readme.txt. Okay. Something I'm adding here. Now, up arrow. You see that two files are coming. Now I'm going to remove it. I don't want this one. Now again, git status. You see that one file is there. Now fine, sir. So how to do, sir? What is the next step? The next step is, okay, the first step, what happens here? Git clone is done, and git, okay, here add a new file into the repo, local repo. And what next, sir? Then git status. Fine. Now after git status, what happens here? Git status. Then you have to give git add. Okay. Remember one thing. We have two options here. One is git add and one is git add space dot. Okay. People are, some people are, some interview guys are asking questions like, what is the difference between add and add plus dot or star? Okay. So here, if you're giving only add, that means you're adding only single file. Example, if you're having the multiple files like this, okay, multiple files in your local repository, you can give space dot. Space dot is for multiple files. Okay, remember that. Now done, sir. Git add is done. Now I'm noting my command. Git add space dot. Perfect. Once this is added, where it is added here in the local only. Okay. Now next thing is git commit, sir. Git commit with some message. -m is for message. Okay. You're adding something called as adding or committing. Give some proper message, guys. This is you have to have it with giving the proper message for any kind of files you're adding to your repository. Commit GitHub tutorial txt file. Txt file. Double quotation n, enter. Right. See, look at this one. Commit GitHub tutorials txt file. This is committed. Fine. Okay. Now let's go back and see that. Okay. Let's refresh it. See, nothing is coming here, right? Okay. So whatever you add and whatever you commit, right, that is locally committed, and they're ready to push to the remote repository. So what is how to push, right? Here already push is there, right? Already push is there. Okay. You don't need to use the entire command here. Very simple. Git push. See, this is coming perfectly, right? This is coming perfectly now. Now you go back and see that. Just try to refresh it. You see that information is available. See the entire information here. Whatever I was writing over there. Okay. All the things are coming here. You see that, right? So now what I'll do, I'll go back and where is that documentation? I had some more comment, some more document, some more information here, right? Up to where they, up to here, git clone repository URL, right? So now I added some more commands here. Okay, that is called git commit -m and with some message, commit message. All right. Then git push, okay, git push. Now I'm going to save this document, save it. Once you save it and come back here, okay, now git status. See why I'm doing that? Because I modified the existing document. I want to add it. I added some more information here. I want to commit that and push to the local remote repository again. Okay, so same process. Once you added some information here, so just type git has status. You will see that what are the files you're committing, and then git add, git commit -m and message modified. What is that, sir? GitHub tutorials.txt file. Perfect. What next, sir? Git push. That's it. Simple. All right. Okay. So this is perfectly going there. Again, we'll go back and check here. See, the updated information is coming here. Okay. So this is a way of pushing the local code to the remote repository. See, guys, I'm not here to explain what is there in the net. Okay, I'm going to tell you now the issues. Definitely, you will get some issues when you're merging the local code or committing the local code or adding the local code and pushing the local code to the remote repository. That issues I'm going to explain right now. Okay, what are the issues will come? See, sometimes you will not, whenever you given this command git push, right? Okay, you will not see this message. You will not see that. Sometimes you will see some unauthorized or access denied kind of things are coming, right? Okay, we will talk about that issues. That is very, very important. Okay, troubleshooting and issues, is that fine? Troubleshooting issues while pushing the local code to remote report. Okay, the first thing, what are the steps you have to follow? Very simple, guys. Okay, so whenever you get that problem, right, okay, you have to hit some command and try to verify the data is properly available in the Git bash or not. First thing, okay, git not sure the command. Okay, config --global user dot name. You see that user dot name. So my username is coming here. All right, my username is coming here. Okay, and you will see git config. If it is not there, right? Okay, if it is not there here, what you'll do? Global user dot name double quotation Ramesh 1983 1 double quotation and press enter. Okay, automatically it will add, and whenever you hit this command, it will come. Okay, same way you have to do it for the password. Okay, I'm not going to show you the password right now because it's going to be secure, right? Password. Okay, you hit this, you enter the password here. If you see the blank, and you have to enter like this. Okay, space some testing, something like this. Enter it. Okay, so automatically set the password. Right, the two things are done. Now, the first thing. Okay, let me go and copy this fellow. This is very, very important commands. I'm sure definitely some of you guys definitely get an issue. If you don't get that, will be very, very nice. If you're getting that, that's going to be trouble. Okay, I'm going to do this third password. So if you don't see the password or username in your Git, password of GitHub account. Okay, GitHub account. Okay, whatever you are giving at the time of registration, right? The same password you have provided here. The fourth thing, sir. Fourth thing is Git. Yeah, Git config double hyphen global user dot. I'm sorry. Yeah, user dot email. Yeah, this also should be there. If it is not there, still again you have to go. You have to go and hit the command. Double quotation. You have to give it. Okay, you have to give the actual email address. All right, perfect. All right, you can give here email address. Email address at the time of registration. Perfect. The next one, sir. Git remote iPhone V. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm mistaken. iPhone V. Yeah. See, I was talking about the issues, right? Okay. When you're trying to push the code to the remote repository, you will see one kind of access denied, unauthorized kind of things. Okay. At that time, you may not see this kind of repository URL into your Git bash. Okay. If it is not available, if you see blank here, right? If you see blank here, what you'll do, you can do like this: Git remote add origin double quotation and your repository URL. Where is that, sir? Here is my repository URL. See, remote already exists. Okay, this is already exists. That's the reason it's not coming, right? So we can keep this command in your folder. This will be very useful for you. Yeah. And the sixth one is, yeah, this is my another one. If it is not available in the Git bash, okay, the sixth one, seventh one. Okay, one more thing is there. Yeah, okay. If you are able to see any other repository, which is not, I mean, which you recently not created, okay, some other repository is already there. Okay, how to remove that? There is a command called as git remote rm origin. Yeah. Okay, let me go and see this one. You see that now it's blank, right? Okay, you can remove that, and again you can go and hit the seventh command. Okay, for adding new repo into git bash. Okay, hit the step 7 sixth, sorry, sixth. Very simple. Okay, do that. It's very, very important. I'm going to hit that again. Yeah, now go back here. Yeah, it's available. Okay, if you do this process, probably you will not face that issue. Okay, as let's assume that after hitting all these commands, still you're getting a problem. Right? That means, okay, if you still facing an issue, while pushing the code, from local to remote repo with all valid information set in git bash. The reason is you don't have proper permission on the GitHub repository. Simple. GitHub repository. Okay, so you need to ask your manager or network team or DevOps team, whoever it is there who is working on this particular activity. You simply go and ask them, and you can raise the ticket and you can get that done. All right. So I'm explaining the possible scenarios that I've faced in my real time. All right. Perfect. So this is fine. So we have a lot of things to explain you right now. Wow, perfect. All right, so this is the kind of code I'm adding here. I want to add some more files here. Let's see that. I want to add some more files. So I want to create a folder here. Okay, some Selenium testing folder. Inside that, I'm adding some documentation. I don't see any documentation here. Maybe I don't have documents here right now in the mind. Okay, fine. I can go and create some notepad again. Call as Selenium. Okay, here welcome to Selenium, not Selenium, I would say Git Selenium automation testing. Or save it and close it. Now come back here, Git bash. Okay, now what you do once you add the files, right? Okay, and one more thing, guys. Okay, here you are creating the folder inside that, and you're again creating one more folder here. You don't need to open the Git bash here, okay? Because your actual path here only, because this is the project level, right? Git bash project. You'll be here only. Now Git status. See, Selenium testing folder is added. Now what you do is the same commands. Git add, git commit, -m, and some Selenium added folder, added new folder. Perfect. And then git commit, sorry, git push. Oh, you see that? Now it's a problem here. Okay. Earlier it was no, it was good. It was good. Earlier it was good, right? So whenever you are using the git push, okay, it was working. But now it is not working. In that case, git push origin master. This is the command you have to use it. Okay. This is another command. You can use it. Copy this fellow. Where is my notepad here? Yeah. Yeah, this is another command. You can remember that. Ninth step. I can do ninth step. Hope you can see my screen properly. Good. Let's go back here. Let's go back to the GitHub account. Refresh it once. See the folder here. Text. See, welcome to the Git Selenium automation testing. All right. So this is the way of doing the things. Fine. Okay. This is a normal kind of information, normal kind of job you're doing it, right? Okay. Now I want to go with the automation purpose, automation guys, Selenium automation guys. Okay. Let me open my Eclipse. Eclipse is an editor, right? So everybody knows that, okay, where we can having the development, okay, web development and automation testing development, everything is going on. So I'm going to create a new workspace here. So this time what I'm trying to do, I'm gonna create a new project, okay? I'm gonna create a new project in the this one, in the Eclipse. I want to push the same project to the this remote repository. How to do that? We'll see that. I'm going to create a new project. This is the way of a new project. Assume that this is a Maven project or Java project. Anyone is fine. Java project. Okay. Let's example Selenium testing. Selenium testing. Yeah. All right. Let's go here. Okay. What is this? I can remove this fellow. Those all these things. All right. This is your general project, right? Now, if you want to create any source code here, this is a project where you have to working. Okay, I'm giving called com dot my project is a demo web shop, right? Demo web shop dot script. Okay, some script. Okay, I'm not writing any script right now. It's a package only. I'm just going to create a new class here. Okay, I can say calculation class. Okay, I'm just using the main method here. Switch up. Let me change the font because I always be worried about my font. It looks good. Text. Yeah. Font. This is not looks good. Sorry, I'm spending much time on this font selection. Yeah, it's fine, no issues. All right, This is my class, calculation class. Okay. So I'm just creating some kind of methods here, public, void, adding addition method. So I'm not going to take much time. I'm just giving some kind of into B, right? Okay. I'm just okay, okay, fine. I'm just giving something to the system println. Okay, I'm sorry. Oh, what happens? System dot out of println. Yeah, yeah, perfect. A plus B. Yeah, plus B. All right, so I'm just going to create another method, public void subtraction, into A comma into B. Okay, okay. System dot out of println A minus B. Okay. All right, let me call these methods into my main method. These are the instance methods. I can go and create an object for the class. Okay, some calci is it called the new calci, right? Calci dot addition of 10, 20. Right. So let me go and put this into system dot. Okay, I'm sorry. Control Z. Yeah, and just going to add one more method called as subtraction. 200. 100. Okay, let me go and run this fellow. Oh, what happened? Editor does not contain any mean type. It's already there. So if I click on this one, I think I had to change the JDK. Okay, I think my JDK is different. Let me program files, Java, where the Java is located, JDK is located. Finish it up, select the JDK key, fine. Select the JDK 1.8, perfect. Go back and run this one. Hope it's going good. Yeah, you see that 30 and 100. Okay, right. So this piece of code I want to format it first. Okay, this piece of code, this project I want to push to the remote repository. How to do that? So very simple. Okay, so first of all, would you like to create this one? I want to remove all these documents. Yeah. First of all, I want to remove all these documents in this repository only. I want to create it. Okay. All right. So in that case, you can go back to the local repository and you can delete these two folders. Okay, delete. But it's not the job. I mean, job is not completed because you just deleted the local repository, right? Okay, come back here, git status. You see that you have deleted two files. Now you come back here, git add. Again, you do the same command, git commit -n. Okay, providing deleting all the commands, deleting all the documents, right? Then git push origin master. All right, now you go back and see that. You see refresh it. You will not see anything here, right? Now we can utilize the same thing here. Go back here, properties, open this fellow, copy this entire folder, copy this entire folder. There is one more way is also is there. You can also directly export to the GitHub the project. But right now I want to copy this paste here. Okay. Now you can go come back here, git status. Oh, I'm sorry. Git status. Perfect. Now git add, git commit -n. Okay. Adding the new project. Perfect, right? All right. Now next one is git push origin master. Now go back here fast. Your project is coming here. You see that your source code. I think something was coming here. What is this? SRC, yeah. SRC calculations. You see that your code is available here. Okay. So in the meantime, other developer is working. Okay, as the other developer is working in the same project, right? Okay. Now here, if you update something here, it won't reflect. Nothing will happen, right? Okay. What I'll do, I'm just going to remove this fellow. Remove this fellow. Now the actual thing is coming. In the real time, what happens here? You don't to have it local, any local project, anything. Okay, you just come back to the you just have to log in with your credential to the GitHub account, copy this URL. Okay, and no need to create any local repository like git init and git clone like this. Okay, you can come to the Eclipse here, import from where, sir? Git from Git, project from Git, and you have to existing local repository, no, clone URI, or whenever you copy that, right, automatically coming here. You see that automatically coming here. But the problem is this is like not my credentials. This is not my username. Go back here. You see, Ramesh 1983.1 is my URL, is my username. Ramesh 1983.1 and password. Perfect. Okay, just click on this secure, store and secure. Next one. Click on master. Enter. Yeah, go here. Finish up. Yeah. Now you see the magic here. See that whenever you clone the repository from the repository, remote repository, you see this repository symbol. Okay, for each and every folder and nonsense. Okay, you see that. Okay, now what I'll do, I'm going to create another package here, com.demo webshop dot utilities. Okay, I'm going to create a one kind of class or interface. Okay, I can go to the interface or something like that. It's a kind of login. Okay, login is interface. Okay. And here I'm adding called public void login with some string username, comma string password. Okay. What happens here? Okay, change constructor. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I can say login to app. Right. Login to app. Okay, this is my constructor. So what I'm trying to do, I want to import another class called nice. This is called login test. The class finished it. I'm gonna implement this fellow. Implement login, yeah, login. Then import, implement all these things. Okay, implement your code here. Okay, very simple. System.out.println, and here I'm going to add here username is place username, sorry, username, and okay, remove this one, and control alt to arrow, password. Password is, copy this fellow, paste here, copy this. Right, now main method, just create main method here and call this fellow. Okay, before calling you have to create an object for that. Okay, login is equal to new login and login dot login to app, and here you to provide here. Okay, Ramesh 1983.1, okay, 83 and 81. Okay, and here sample password, password is sample. Okay, now we can go and execute it. It's not our job to execute here. Okay, we just have to. Okay, you see the difference here. You look at the old code. Old code is this one, and you see the repository symbol. And for the new code, you will not see anything. Okay, these are add to commit, add to push the code. Now close all these things and save everything here. Okay. Now if you want to push this code to the remote repository here, right? Okay, you see that in this here SRC calendar here, right? Okay. If I go here, script demo SRC. Yeah, here com.demo webshop script, right? So here we have com.demo webshop utilities are there. Okay. Now you want to push this code to the remote repository. How to do that? So very simple. Go to the right click on the project here. Okay. Go to Teams. You see these options, right? Okay. Just click on the commit button. Commit button. Okay. You see drag to up. Yeah. So these are no yet to commit. These are yet to commit. So forget about the git ignore. Okay. You can select whatever you added here, the newly added files. click on the this add selected. Okay, and here you can write it, commit with login test.java along with login interface, right? Just commit and push it. Simple. It will go. You see that the file symbol will be converted to the is already successfully completed pushed. File will be converted to the repository symbol. Now go and refresh it here. See that utility folder, login and login test. See the code is available here. So this is a way of cloning things from the this one. Okay, all right. So actually, I forgot the main important topic. I'm talking about only master branch. Okay, so people are working on the same master branch is not a good habit. I want to talk about it in the next lecture, but let me finish this context. Okay, let's go back and see that. Okay, I'll do one thing. Let me come up with the next session. I think we can catch up in the next session. Probably you can like this video. Yeah, we'll catch up with the next session on the same Git branching strategy. Okay, how to create the different branches. Okay, and how to create the different branches and how to work with the branching strategy in the automation testing and development. Okay, hope you like this video, and if you like it, please subscribe it and share it.